What do you think, guys? And do you believe there are another world in your minds and it look like so real? Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. So in this video, I'm going to retell The Lazarus Child by Robert Wilson. And it's a science fiction novel mixed with a family drama, psychology, and a little mystery. Even though it's talk about advanced technology, the heart of the story is actually about love, hope, and never give up on the people we are care about. So let's get started. The story begins with a normal school morning. A boy, a boy named Ben Hayhood is walking to school with his younger sister, named Frankie, and with one of her friends. So Ben is a little embarrassed because he has to work with the younger girls, while Frankie is happily talking about the beautiful weather. On the way, Ben gets across and stop at a small shop to buy peppermint candy. While Ben is inside the shop, Frankie and her friends try to cross the road. Then, a terrible accident happened. A bus crashes into them, and Ben watched everything happen right in front of his eyes. This accident made Frankie's brain lies instantly, while Frankie survives but falls into a deep coma. After the accident, everything becomes shady and terrible. Ben is traumatized. He blames himself for what happened and becomes quiet and distant. His family is also falling apart because before the accident, Ben and Frankie's father, named Jack, had been having an affair with his secretary. Their parents' marriage was already in trouble, and now the accident makes everything even worse. Meanwhile, Frankie remains unconscious in the hospital. So many doctors believe she will never wake up again. But her parents refuse to give up. He think about something more possible to make Frankie wake up. Then they meet Dr. Elizabeth Trent. She is not an ordinary doctor, but Elizabeth believes that coma patient, especially child, may still be conscious somewhere inside their minds. So she works at the Paramount Institute, where scientists have created an experimental technology called the neural net. The neural net allows human consciousness to connect with the virtual world. So Elizabeth believes this technology might help coma patients return to reality. Many people think her research is dangerous and untechnical and ethical. Because there are things Elizabeth is trying to experiment in patient coma. Some even accuse of her experiment on children. But Elizabeth truly believes she is trying to save her life to help Ben recover from his trauma. Elizabeth uses hypnosis to about something unexpected happen. Instead of simply remembering the accident, Ben enters another world. So it feels like completely real, like he walks through forest, river, village, and a beach, mountains, and many strange places. But even Ben almost fall down. And then he finally finds Frankie. Ben eagerly asks her to come home, but Frankie says it's not a time yet. Soon take will separate them. So Ben wakes up and like immediately wake up after then in another world neural net is starting to get a Frankie, but at the exact same moment, Frankie moved slightly in her hospital bed, and everyone realized something impossible may have happened. Like maybe that really urgent Frankie. As time passes, the situation becomes much worse. Elizabeth discovered that Ben is no longer imagining the strange world. So his consciousness is actually traded inside the neural net. If something is done soon, then he never wake up again. So at the same time, the government and the Department of Defense become interested in the neural net in this company in this experiment, so they don't care about Ben. The only ones who control the technology because they believe it could become powerful military invention. So they began taking away the equipment from the Permanent Institute. If that happened, then we will probably die and never. So Ben is never wake up again. So Elizabeth and the others make a dangerous decision. Elizabeth and her mother, Elliot, John Boyd, Jack, and Elsa, Nathan, and Louise regularly sold their medical equipment from the institute, so they move everything into a remote house so they can continue the treatment without the government finding them. It's like a race against time because everyone is risking their career, their freedom, and even their life just to save one little boy, this Ben. So meanwhile, inside the neural net, Ben continues his journey with a Frankie. They cross beaches, climb cliff, walk through the swamp, and out and enter the dark forest. So these places are not just a random location, it's like a represent and Ben's fears, his guilt, his sadness, and his determination to protect his sister. Even though he becomes weaker and weaker, he refuses to leave Frankie behind. Finally, the story reaches its biggest climax because Elizabeth decides to enter the neural net herself. This has never been done before, and no one knows whether she will ever come back or not. Even her father begs her to stop, but Elizabeth believes this is only change to self-end. Inside the neural net, everything is falling apart. The world turns into a huge circle with a thunder explosion and bright light and powerful lines. Their reality and the virtual world begin to collide. Elizabeth finally finds Vince and he almost unconscious. She keeps encouraging him. She tells him not to give up. She reminds him that Frankie is still waiting for him. And then slowly, Ben finds the strength to stand up again. She keeps walking until finally he reaches Frankie. He takes her hands and just before the entire world collapses. So after that, both Ben and Frankie wake up in the real world. They survive, but their recovery takes many months. The story ends several months later. Ben is healthy enough to play again, and Frankie survives but now she uses an electric wheelchair while continuing a whole rehabilitation. And John Boyd moved to America to take care of Elizabeth, who is still recovering after entering the neural net herself. Nathan is still one because of the stolen technology, and Larry becomes a lawyer who fights for civil rights. Life isn't perfect, but everyone finally has hope again. Personally, I really like this ending. It isn't a perfect happy ending, but the characters still carry trauma and pain. But they stay together as a family, and I think that is the real message of this novel. So there are those child is just about science fiction of futuristic technology, about family, hope, sacrifice, and never giving up on the people we love. So that the story. So there is a story the Lazarus child. So I hope you enjoy the this retelling. Don't forget to like and comment.